Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Good morning, all my dear students. In today's session, we are going to start our new chapter, Chapter 2, Business Services 1. In this chapter, we are going to learn some important services which is included in Business Services 1. Important services like banking, insurance, postal services, transportation services, go down, warehouses, etc. Fine. First, we are going to learn about our first services as a insurance services. In insurance services, first we are going to learn about a meaning of insurance. Insurance refers to that written contract or agreement between two parties. It means insurance is a written contract between two parties. One person who is going to take the insurance and second person who is going to give the insurance to that person. It means insurer and insuree. Okay. Insurance refers to that written contract or agreement between two parties through which the insuree pays premium and as against getting an undertaking from the insurance that he will compensate as per the risk covered and the amount decided for the financial loss. In that contract, insuree means the person who is going to take the insurance has to pay the premium, and the insurer is giving guarantee that whenever there is a loss against the premium amount which is paid by that insuree, they will going to compensate the risk. Fine. Insurance contract is a written form, is known as insurance policy. Insurance does not remove the risk involved, but it compensates for the financial loss caused by risk. It means insurance company is not going to remove the risk, but the company will compensate for the financial loss caused by that risk. Now we are going to learn about the principles of insurance. First principle is principle of utmost good faith. The main objective of an insurance contract cannot be of making profit. It means insurance is not going to earn any profit. Okay, they are only going to provide services. It is only to have compensation for financial loss. Insurance company always compensate for the financial loss. The basic law of insurance is a social concept. It means whenever you are going to start any business, the main aim of any business is to earn the profit. But the basic law of insurance is a social concept. It means they are not going to earn the profit, but the main objective of an insurance contract cannot be making profit, but it is only to have compensation for financial loss. As such, the parties involved in the insurance contract should have mutual complete faith. It means both the party have mutual and complete faith on each other. While entering into the contract, both the parties should provide all the information regarding the insurance product. It means insuree and insurer. The both have to follow the rules and regulation of the insurance. They both have to provide all the details related to the contract. While taking an insurance policy, even if the information is not asked by either parties, both should provide it if it is felt that it can have an impact on the contract. It means if it is said or not said, both the parties have give all the details related to the policy. Any insurance agreement entered not having the necessary information amounts to be fraud, and it is against the principle of utmost good faith. If complete information related to the policy, at that time that policy will become null, means zero, and amount to fraud, and it's against the principle of utmost good faith. Whenever it comes to be known that the principle of utmost good faith is broken, completely full faith information is not provided by the both parties, at that time the principle of good faith is broken. The insurance agreement of policy stand null and void. It means the policy becomes null and void, and the insurer cannot get back the premium already paid, and he loses the right of compensation for the risk. It means the amount which is paid by the insurer against the policy for the compensation of risks, that amount will not given back by the insurance company, as well as the insurer will loses the right of compensation if they have broken the principle of utmost good faith. Okay, now we are going to learn about our next principle of indemnity. Fine. Insurance contract is made to compensate for the loss incurred by the insurer. So the main objective of insurance is in the principle of indemnity. Okay, it means the loss which is incurred by the insurer, the insurance company will going to compensate the loss, and the main objective of insurance is in the principle of indemnity. This principle is used to decide how much the insurance company will have to pay the insurer. Okay, in this principle the company decide that how much amount is to be paid the insurer, how much loss is there, as per the loss how much amount is paid as a premium of policy. On the basis of that, insurance company is going to pay the compensation as per the principle of indemnity to the insurer. Okay, in the event of loss incurred, any person who takes the insurance policy can get only the compensation for the loss. He cannot earn the profit. It means any person is going to claim for the compensation. At that time, in this principle, he can only get compensation for the loss. He cannot able to earn the profit. In other words, he cannot get additional amount over and above of the loss incurred. The loss which was incurred by the insurer, the company will only compensate that much amount. Insurer cannot able to get additional amount over and above of the loss incurred. On the basis of example, now we are going to understand how the company will going to pay the amount of compensation. Okay, first example is, if a person takes an insurance policy of 3 lakh, okay, but the original value of product is rupees 5 lakh. The product value is of rupees 5 lakh, but person has taken insurance policy of only 3 lakh rupees, and then in the event of complete loss of the product, the insurer will get maximum rupees 3 lakh, because the person has taken policy of rupees 3 lakh. The value of product is 5 lakh, but the policy is taken is of rupees 3 lakh. At that time, the insurer will get maximum value of rupees 3 lakh. Fine. Now the next example is, when the value of product is 5 lakh, but the insurer has insured it only for 3 lakh. Okay, the value of products is 5 lakh. The insurer has insured only for 3 lakh, and if the product is partially damaged, is estimated as rupees 2 lakh, and if the product is partially damaged, yani fully, it means fully damaged is not done related to the product. Okay, product value is of rupees 5 lakh, insurer has taken insurance of rupees 3 lakh, and the product is partially damaged and the estimated of damage is rupees 2 lakh. The insurer will get only 1,20,000 rupees as a compensation, as it in the proportion amount. On the basis of proportion amount, the company will compensate only an amount of rupees 1,20,000. Okay. Now the next example is, when the value of product is 5 lakh and it is insured for the full amount. It means the value of product is 5 lakh, a total amount insurance is taken, it means for 5 lakh rupees, and in the event complete damage to the product, the insurance company will pay the full amount of rupees 5 lakh to the insurer, because the product value is of rupees 5 lakh and the person has taken the insurance of full amount of rupees 5 lakh, and if there is fully damage to the product, at that time insurance company will pay the full amount of rupees 5 lakh to the insurer, as per the principle of indemnity. Okay. Now the next principle is a principle of insurable interest. The insurer must have financial interest in the product insured. It means the product which are insured by the insurer, the insurer must have only financial interest. Example, the owner of the house has financial interest in house, while a tenant of the house does not have financial interest. Example, suppose building is of rupees 5 lakh. The owner has taken a insurance for that building. The owner of the house has financial interest in the house, but a tenant of the house does not have financial interest in it. Okay, is included in the principle of insurable interest. Now our next principle is principle of subrogation. When a policy is taken an insurable product and if it is fully damaged, and when the insurance company pay the compensation, the fully damaged product ownership will be with the insurance company. It means whenever you are going to take any insurance for any product, and at the time of damage, if the company pays fully amount for that damage, at that time the fully damaged product ownership will be with the insurance company after paying the amount of insurance, after the paying of amount of compensation. This principle is not applicable in the case of life insurance. Okay, in this session we have learned meaning and principle of insurance. In next session we are going to continue our chapter. Goodbye, take care all of you.